Hey Raiders, Jacko here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today I wanted to go over another vital role in your teams for pretty much everywhere, be it clan boss, be it dungeons, be it anything along those lines, and that's going to be our debuffer. And to highlight our debuffer, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a guide on Stag Knight here, since he is one of the best debuffers out there. Now, they've come out with a lot of new debuffers. I mean, you've got Ugo, you've got Dahook, you've got Deacon, you've got just a whole bunch of new debuffers out there. So your choices are quite a bit vaster than they used to be, and that's just a wonderful thing. So let's go ahead and go over Stag Knight's kit, and then we'll go over his equipment, where the real task of the debuffer comes in. We'll also look at his masteries. So A1 for Stag Knight is Spot Query. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Now, if you fully book him out, that's up to a 50% chance. Pretty nice decreased speed debuff. Single target, but it's got 2 hits, which does make him viable for Fire Knight. Huntmaster. This is the big one. Is A2. Attacks all enemies, has a 70% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff, and a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. Now, fully booked out, that's 70, 80, 90, 95%. So on Stag Knight specifically, when you do his masteries, you really need to pick up Sniper. So that's a 100% chance, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. Now, if you notice, I got very lucky on my books and got them all into Huntmaster, and didn't need to spend any into Spot Query, so got really lucky there. But he's well worth booking all the way out as well. He's a very good debuffer. He'll carry you into the end game. It's wonderful. On his masteries here, masteries are pretty typical. I went down the left-hand side for offense to get to War Master. And then over here, I went with the things that increase accuracy, which is going to be the name of the game when it comes to Stag Knight. And then, big one, Sniper. You need to pick up Sniper on Stag Knight every time to get him up to that 100%. That's vital, so that his debuffs land. I also did Master Hexer so that sometimes those debuffs last longer. I suggest Master Hexer on any of your debuffers. Now, when I'm talking about debuffers, I'm really talking about those decreased defense champions. Those are really important. Decreased attack is also very important in a lot of places, but you can get it in weird ways, like with a Sepulchre Sentinel and her A1. So we're looking for AoE decreased defense for our debuffers. First, if you can get an AoE decreased defense and a weaken, you're golden. There are some champions out there that have that. Dracomorph, most of them are legendaries. I would adore having one. So, stats-wise, what we're looking for primarily is our accuracy and our speed. Next up, after accuracy and speed, is survivability, so your HP and your defense. To get that, you're really going to want to get your debuffer up to 6 stars and fully ascended to 6 stars so you can get an accuracy banner on there. That is really key. If you notice, I've got accuracy 244 on my Stag Knight here. When you're looking at accuracy for dungeon runs, you're looking at about 10 points of accuracy per level of the dungeon. So for a level 20 dungeon, you're looking for about 200 points of accuracy. A little bit more is better, just so you're never missing it. To do that for Stag Knight, I also have him in an accuracy chest piece. As usual, I've got speed boots, HP and defense as my primaries on the rest of these. I went with crit rate on his gauntlets so that he can pump out a little bit of damage. Honestly, he's a little squishy. I should probably have done a HP or a defense gauntlets. Everywhere else, I'm looking for speed So I've got the accuracy and the banner and the chest, and then I'm looking for speed and survivability everywhere else. So those are my focuses. As I said, he's a little squishy. He's only got 32,000 HP and 2,000 in defense. The 2,000 in defense is fine. I'd like this more up to 35 or 36, in all honesty, and then pump his speed from there. The 244 is actually really good on my accuracy. So that's what you're looking for in your debuffer. You're looking for as much accuracy as you can get to get over those caps, speed so that they go fast, and survivability, because a debuffer who's dead is no longer debuffing the enemy. Pretty easy, pretty simple and straightforward when it comes right down to it, but you gotta pay attention to those. Very few debuffers get the joy of not having accuracy. There are a few out there and they're amazing, but you need accuracy. That is going to be your primary goal, always. Now, I have him in perception sets. These are essentially the upgraded accuracy sets. So I got him in 2 perception sets, getting me an additional 80, and then I've got him in a resilience set, giving him a little bit of extra HP and a little bit of extra defense. There are a lot of ways to go with Stag Knight. A lot of people like to put him in a shield set so that they can pump. I mean, his AC or his base HP is 21,000, so he scales well with HP gear. So if you put him in a shield set, he's going to have a pretty nice shield on him. I can't do that because I am having to push that perception as high as it can go. Speed sets are also good for Stag Knight so that you get that speed up. Mine's a little bit slow at 169. He should really be in the 170s for a speed tune clan boss team, even higher than that for all the rest of the content. So he's a little bit on the low side. But that is what you're looking for in your debuffer, is getting that accuracy up, getting that speed up, and make him survivable. Now, he is a Banners Lord, so for our aesthetic review, honestly, I'm rather impressed with Stag Knight. So in terms of armor, he's got good greaves, he's got good sabatons, which are the feet portion of the armor, good knee covering, good upper leg covering. He's got his femoral artery and his groin are very open here, which is a little worrisome. Honestly, he's got these little drapes. I would have put some sort of, essentially a kilt or something, some sort of waist drape that got some armor, some chainmail or something to cover this vital area of the body. And I'm not talking about it being vital as in I'm a guy and that's vital. I'm talking about the fact that some of your biggest arteries in your body runs through the groin area and the inside of the leg. You can literally bleed out in less than 3 seconds if your femoral artery is cut. It's a death sentence, which means you really want it protected, and he's not. So that's a little bit sad, but he's got some nice hip armor there. He's got a beautifully tooled, beautifully created chest piece. It's actually fitted to him. It's got, looks like it's 2 pieces here. It might be 1 piece. If it's 2 pieces, that's an interesting design. I haven't seen that before. Usually hard chest plates like this are a single full piece. If this is 2 piece and they slide against each other, it's gonna pinch like hell, but might give him some more mobility. It's really hard to tell because Polarium did not go in and make their motions so that the armor moves like armor. If you notice that this part as he breathes is moving, that's weird, honestly. He's actually got full gauntlets, which are beautiful. Elbow protection. His pauldrons, though they are a little bit big and gaudy, they're not going to get in his way. So this piece here is down far enough that it's more upper arm protection. You've got a few pieces here, and I'm guessing that you've got a full plate pauldron underneath the cloak piece, just due to the bulkiness of it. none of it's going to run into his head. None of it's going to get in the way of his motion. So actually really good. On the helm part, the base of the helm is beautiful. It's fully covering the face and head, back of the head, all of that. Due to how low it goes and the chest piece, he's not really in fear of losing or of exposing his neck and such. Again, in the back, not in fear of exposing those vertebrae in back. So actually really good. The horns are so-so. So for a jousting helmet, the horns are absolutely appropriate. Jousting helmets are supposed to be big and gaudy and all about catching attention. And since you don't move your lance over your head ever in a joust, they also don't get in the way. So for a jousting helmet, it's spot on. It's great. If he's in a melee trying to move his pole arm in different ways, especially to catch a block over his head, and things like that, those antlers are going to get in the way. But they're really pretty. I mean, it's a really gorgeous look. He's got an absolutely beautiful fur-lined cloak here with stag's helms on the back. This guy is wonderfully armored. I'm very impressed. And you can even see here the quilting, essentially, in those little pieces on the arms. It means he's got a padded gambeson underneath as well, which is going to really help out how comfortable it is to wear. Though in any hot weather, he's going to broil alive in this suit of armor. Hopefully the white will reflect a lot of the heat. All in all, for his armor, we're going to go ahead and give Stag Knight a 5 gourd. This is really good stuff here. Weapon-wise, he's got an absolutely beautiful full heater shield. It's even a mix, essentially, between a strapped heater shield and a schuna, which is the big Roman shields that are absolutely massive. Absolutely gorgeously engraved. You've got his heraldry of the stag on there. It's even got a crown. The white and gold is a great mix. It really does give a pretty look to the whole thing, and it's glowing and the stag's eyes are on fire. I mean, that's just badass. It just really is. You got a couple crossed spears here. Very nice. Sadly, he doesn't know how to fight with a shield like that. He's got a two-handed poleaxe here. Now, poleaxes, polearms, those sorts of weapons are very top-heavy. And they're top-heavy for a reason. You're trying to get over shields and over things like that and still hit with enough force to kill someone. So they need to be top-heavy. Polearms, poleaxes, battle axes, two-handed warhammers or mauls, all of these things are very top-heavy. That's why you frequently find them as two-handed weapons. You need both hands to be able to control it properly, to hit where you want to hit with the power you want to hit with. It's two hands and a lot of body action. Stag Knight here is using it one-handed. His shield is never going to give him, the shield hand is never going to give him anything to help out with that. I mean, and the shield itself, it's not like he's going to be able to place the poleaxe on top of the shield and use the shield as a secondary pivot point to attack with. If he had a spear, you could see that is a viable way of using a spear sometimes. But with a poleaxe, it's terrible. That being said, the poleaxe itself is gorgeous. He's got full gauntlets and everything on it, which is wonderful. So if he had just the poleaxe, or the shield and a secondary smaller weapon, a long sword or a warhammer, something that's one-handed, a mace, something like that, he would be perfect. But he's trying to combine the two of them. So instead of giving him the full 5 gourd that he could have been, we're going to knock him down and only give him a 4 gourd because of the mix match of weapons. He's not actually going to be effective on the battlefield that way. Badassitude, he's got a glowing stag on his shield. He's got full real armor that is beautifully tooled, beautifully created, with wonderful accents. He's going to be a presence on the battlefield. and those horns are going to catch a lot of attention. And unlike a lot of the characters we have, or champions we have in this game that catch a lot of attention, he's going to catch a lot of attention, and he's going to keep it because he's well armored, because he is there as a bulwark. He can actually fight in the melee. So he's going to catch attention, and he's going to keep attention, which means for badassitude, we're going to go ahead and give him a full 4 gourds. He's not mythological. He's not terrifying on a spiritual level, but he is very scary on a mortal level, on a commander on the battlefield sort of situation. So all in all, given absolutely beautiful armor, beautiful weapons, a presence on the battlefield, we're going to go ahead and give Stag Knight an overall aesthetic overview of 4 gourds. He really does have a great look about him. You could see him striding onto the battlefield and becoming a presence, a rallying force for the rest of his team, and a demoralizing force for the opposition. He's going to be scary, and as a debuffer, that's perfect. You want to scare the enemy. That's what you're there for. You're there to make them less effective. And Stag Knight does a beautiful job of that, both in his aesthetic and in his kit. So there you go. There is the debuffer, one of the vital roles in your teams, in your dungeon teams, in your clan boss team, in your Doom Tower team, even in your arena team. Your debuffer is really, really important. So don't skimp on it. Don't decide that you can go without a debuffer. You're going to feel the difference if you do. Your runs are going to take longer. Now, that being said, the debuffer is one of those positions that if you're having survivability issues, you can remove the debuffer and put in another survivability champion to help you get through. It does mean that your runs are going to be drastically slower. So, there you have it. Please, tell me, who do you use as your debuffer? Who is your favorite debuffer in the comments below? Otherwise, remember to like, subscribe, and toll that bell so that you get notifications on all the new videos that I'm putting out. And thank you again, and we'll see you next time on Jacko's Raider Rants.